Since last year, this government has spent more time debating the Constitution than debating education, health, transport and justice combined. And we have had enough. After 10 years, don't the people of Scotland deserve a government that will for once focus on their priorities and not on hers?
First Minister.
Well, let me share some of the views.
Order, that's enough. First Minister.
Let me share some of the views of the international experts that I was referring to. Page 13 of the OECD Review of Scottish Education states this: the Curriculum for Excellence is an important reform, putting in place a coherent 3 to 18 curriculum. It rests on a very contemporary view of knowledge and skills and on widely accepted tenets of what makes for powerful learning. The Deputy Director of the OECD Directorate for Education and Skills, we applaud Scotland for having the foresight and the patience to put such an ambitious reform as Curriculum for Excellence in place. So that's the support, backed up by the International Council of Education Advisors, who said we've been deeply impressed with the schools we have visited during our programme here. So we will continue to build on the strengths of Scottish education and make sure we drive the improvements through the action that I have been talking about. The Attainment Fund, putting £120 million into the hands of head teachers. The Attainment Challenge, driving improvements in literacy and numeracy. And the new National Improvement Framework, making sure that we don't just have to rely on a sample SSLN survey. We have comprehensive data on every pupil in these particular school years. So we'll continue to take forward that programme of reform. Now, let me turn to the issue of priorities, Presiding Officer, because you see, when Ruth Davidson talks about the time spent in this chamber debating the Constitution, what she's trying to distract attention from is that has been time debating the implications of Brexit. The Brexit disaster that the Tory party is leading this country into. But secondly, Presiding Officer, on priorities, you know, over the past week, the Scottish Tories have churned out press release after press release after press release. And in all of those press releases, we have seen health mentioned once. We've seen education mentioned 12 times. We've seen me, the SNP or independents mentioned a grand total of 153 times. So, Presiding Officer, I'll get on with the job of improving education, but I'll take no lectures on priorities from Ruth Davidson or the Tories.